One of the biggest changes that I think has happened revolves around a different set of expectations. Consumers have a very different starting point in terms of what they want brands and technology to deliver. And that spans across things like access, portability, quality, filtering, responsiveness.
What social has enabled is the consumer to go up the value chain, where in the social model, these democratic nodes of concentric people sharing content with one another, it is as powerful as the broadcast model once was.
Nearly every area of media and culture is shifting. From a media standpoint, I think, and I can really just talk about millennials and Gen Y. They do not trust old guard. For the most part, they do not trust old guard institutions.
I think one of the biggest shifts we see right now in the industry is really this tectonic change in terms of data. And I'm not talking about big data, right? It's the exponential amount of data that consumers have to deal with on a daily basis. And if you look historically from sort of the beginning of time to 2003, there were 5 billion gigabytes of data that were actually produced. Fast forward to today in 2013, there's almost 5 billion gigabytes of data that are produced every 10 minutes.
Well, I find it quite fun, the idea of storytelling. It's been around forever. But I think one of the reasons, well, maybe the main reason it's come up again recently is because for the last few years, everybody has been building these pipes and these channels. And suddenly you have all these different things. You have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have Vice, you have different social networks, and you have and then a brand suddenly has the ability to make a documentary film or a 7-second Vine, and it's just incredibly confusing. And you're like, my goodness, there's all these different media. What should I do with it? And then you suddenly realize that you do have to tell a story.
Brands get distracted, unfortunately, with the maelstrom of different opportunities, and I think their agencies get distracted, and it's perfectly human, because in the midst of all of that complexity, everyone's trying to sort through what's real and what isn't.
I think sometimes we get away from the sense when creating content or thinking about content, it's about us, it's about emotion, it's about drawing people in, what connects with us, what connects me to somebody else. And that could be nutritious content or delicious content at the same time.
Storytelling is still critical. This isn't about moving away from that emotional and rationally based storytelling that the best brands do so well. It's about embracing lots of different tools to activate it in a different way.
And it kind of sounds really idealistic, but it's just really true. Brands have so much power to do so much good. They have so much money to spend on their communications. Do something good with it. Still sell your product, still put your message out there. It has to work, but do something good with it. Because for the first time ever, the brand managers have power, real power to shift the world. And the one thing that young people want right now are brands to trust and brands to follow. And they want to follow those brands to interesting and really, really good places.